From St. Cloud, Florida, this is the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
We have a 9-year-old girl in the studio. No, she's not being held hostage.
She wanted to come here. Who are you?
Brooklyn. Everything's better with me in it.
Welcome to the Doc Show, Coast to Coast, with Doc Holliday.
Every newsman in this city's laughing at us.
Well, she's weird, and you're awkward.
We're a great match, right?
Perfect couple.
And I don't like it.
Weeknights, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
I have been telling you since you were 4 years old. It's okay to be smarter than everybody, but you can't go around pointing it out.
Smarter than you.
Yeah, right. 50-year-old.
I'm not 50.
Give Doc a call, 407-498-3193.
You know, if we did a shot every time they said something embarrassing, this would be one hell of a drinking game.
So I look old to you?
Middle-aged.
What is middle-aged to you?
About 60, 70.
Jeez.
I'll get the vodka.
What do you get when you cross a highly outspoken individual with the power of radio? Well, you still get the highly outspoken Doc.
The facts are that Barack Obama is not a Christian.
Do you have proof? I'm asking you because when I'm investigating something, I use proof.
Well, there's a lesson for you.
Welcome to the Doc Show, Coast to Coast, with Doc Holliday.
Mary Fallon is among those who have met recently with President-elect Donald Trump. According to Trump aide Kellyanne Conway, the Republican governor is among those being considered for the job of Interior Department head.
He sat down in an off-the-record briefing with the heads, the executives, and the anchors from the three major networks, and CNN and Fox News included. So he's very busy forming his cabinet and his senior staff.
The White House has spoken out on a bombing in the Afghan capital Kabul that claimed at least 30 lives and left dozens of others wounded. Suicide attack took place at a crowded mosque.
The attack on the mosque in Kabul, Afghanistan, took place during an important Shiite ceremony, and a spokesman for the Obama administration says it was clearly intended to stoke sectarian tensions. Afghanistan is a largely Sunni country.
There was some encouraging news in the battle against Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia.
The study took 2 snapshots, one in the year 2000 and another in 2012. Each time, it looked at more than 10,000 Americans who were at least 65 years old. In the first snapshot, 11.6% of them had some form of dementia. But in 2012, that percentage had fallen to less than 9%.
The Dow gained 88 points to close at a new record high, 18,956.
Workers at O'Hare International Airport threatening to strike during the holidays.
Among their goals, to demand guaranteed wages of $15 an hour.
You'll earn minimum wage, no overtime, no health benefits, and every day at 3, you'll need to give Sloth a Baby Ruth.
I'm very excited. It's Tuesday.
Come on, it's showtime.
I'll help you with the turkey.
We don't know whether to eat you or mount you.
Need some advice treating your guests to a great Thanksgiving dinner? Here's a tip. Don't try to be funny while saying grace. And we're also thankful for all the Pokemans we found this year.
Oh, man.
Lame one, Dad. Really.
And now let's Pikachu this dinner right up.
Dad!
Oh, my God, Dad. Please stop.
This has been another Thanksgiving dinner tip. Need some advice treating your guests to a great Thanksgiving dinner? Here's a tip. Be careful asking too many personal questions to dinner guests. Dylan, so nice to have you with us. How long have you been dating my granddaughter? Well, let's see. It's a weird coincidence. I think it's about as long as till the baby's due. What? Well, he asked me. This has been another Thanksgiving dinner tip.
There you go, because you never know who's going to say something stupid. Thanksgiving dinner. You know, I mean, do you know? Do you have that one relative? Right? There's somebody. They don't even have to be a blood relative. Maybe they married into the family somehow. Married your sister or your brother, and they sit there and they've been consuming beverages because Thanksgiving is a day where traditionally you get to have your first eggnog. You know?
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, you don't really have eggnog.
Yeah, that's true. Do you remember back in the day? I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, my grandpa used to buy eggnog in a can. And I can't remember the name of it.
I remember eggnog in a can.
You remember that?
Yes.
It was crazy. But yeah, he would buy it in the can. He'd stick it in the fridge for like a couple of days to get cold. but then he would use that can opener that you poke a triangle in one side and a triangle on the other side so that it'll pour out. And yeah. But I don't remember the name of the eggnog in a can. I don't think you can get it anymore.
It's eggnog in a can.
Yeah, I don't think you can get it anymore.
The eggnog itself isn't what's important. It's what you add to the eggnog.
Oh, see, they never added anything.
What?
No. Because it was for us kids, I guess.
No, you crazy.
My grandparents.
I'll bet you behind your back, because you weren't paying any attention, they liquored up their eggnog.
Let me tell you about, well, this has nothing to do with Thanksgiving per se, but let me tell you, when I was a little girl, my grandma Madeline, who is still alive, is my mom's mom. She used to call me her wild and crazy girl because I would, in the summertime, her drink of choice was, her drink of choice was always this, but a vodka Collins. So it's like a Tom's Collins with Tom's Collins mix, but she would make it with vodka instead of, I guess, gin is typically used in Tom's Collins.
Don't look at me. I don't drink those things.
I don't know. But anyway, so she would make it with her vodka and she put her Tom's Collins mix. And it was always the Tom's Collins mix because it's the soda that tastes so good. And then she put a cherry in it, one of those maraschino cherries. And it was one of those tall highball glasses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And sure enough, we'd be out at the pool and I'd like go say, Grandma, can I have some Tom's Collins, please? And she'd be like, shh, don't let your mama know. And she used to let me drink her Tom's Collins. Not the whole thing, of course, just a sip. And then she'd be like, you're my wild and crazy girl.
Well, you didn't need an entire.
Well, no, I was like 5. I mean, this would have put somebody in, put me in Child Protective Services today.
Back then.
No, they didn't care. But today, whew, man.
They didn't care. My man, the best thing to put into eggnog is Captain Morgan spiced rum. Ugh, what a combination. I'm sitting here right now jonesing for a Captain Morgan spiced
coquito
rum.
Yet. I haven't made coquito yet.
What?
Know. The coquito. The Puerto Rican, it's like Puerto Rican eggnog. You use coconut cream, condensed sweetened milk, I believe, rum, and then nutmeg and spices.
Well, that sounds actually pretty good.
I think you've had it before.
No.
I've made it for you. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Must not have been that strong. Because I remember strong drinks.
Well, I mean, I don't want to put you on your butt.
Look, dude, that's what you're doing during the holiday. You're sitting on your butt. You're watching football. You're having drinks, but, you got to be careful.
This Friday is Gilmore Girls Friday with the Margarator.
I know, yeah, I got a phone call today.
Oh, did you? Did you pick it up this time?
No, because I didn't even hear it buzzing.
Oh.
But as I sat in here, I looked, and it said,
I know, I was working late, and I didn't get a chance to pick up the call, so I should. Marlene, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I said, I wonder who that is. Oh, okay, never mind.
But I will tell everybody who's listening tonight, if you are a Gilmore Girls fan, okay, just remember, this Friday, coming up, Black Friday, November 25th, is the 4-episode revival on Netflix. So if you go to our Facebook page, Doc Holliday's Phoenix Rising Radio Network, we have it set up where we have a virtual watch party. So we want to see you making all of your Gilmore Girls food, like the Twizzlers and the Chinese food and the pizzas and the marshmallows and everything a Gilmore Girl would eat. We want pictures of you and your friends watching the Gilmore Girls. We want you commenting on what your favorite parts of the 4-episode revival were. And there's even a survey up that says, are you Team Dean? Are you Team Jess? Yes. Or are you Team Logan? We want you to answer that. So head over to our Facebook page. Again, Doc Holliday's Phoenix Rising Radio Network. And it's virtual. It's free. It's fun. It's going to be great to see everybody's pictures and what everybody's doing for the revival and their watch parties and all that good stuff. So I personally am Team Jess. He's just yummy.
Here's the deal. I lost a bet. I didn't think I was going to lose this bet, but I did.
I forget what the bet was.
And it was Something so one-sided that I thought, I got no, yeah. But, I mean, the Friday after Thanksgiving, there isn't really football on. Maybe you guys out, you're Ohio Staters and you Michigan. I think you guys.
So it's college ball.
Yeah, it's all college ball. And then Saturday is Florida State. I think Ohio State and Michigan play Friday. I could be wrong. They might play Saturday, but I know Florida State play Saturday. Other than that, there's really not that much going on. Plus, you feel kind of, bloated from everything you ate, and you might have a bit of a hangover, and you got to get rid of that damn thing. So I'm oh yeah, sure, yeah, I'll watch 4 hours of the Gilmore Girls if I'm wrong. No, of course, yeah. Get Marlene, the T-shirt queen, and she'll bring over the margarita, which, by the way, does make some kick-ass margaritas. I'll sit here, and fortunately, her husband David's coming over, so I got something or someone to talk to. Because he's not a me or a Marlene. He doesn't drink until he feels ridiculous. And she does, and she gets so loud, good God. But the thing is, the reason I bring up drinking on Thanksgiving is you heard those little pointers and all that. Most of the people that make their mistakes on Thanksgiving, like bringing up politics. I heard Alex talking about this about 2 hours ago, and I was laughing because he was talking about, can you imagine? He had a couple of listeners that called in, and they were uninvited to their Thanksgiving
Are you serious?
holidays with their families, yes, because their families found out they voted for Trump. That's how evil and despicable your left-wing people are. These are horrible individuals, horrifying individuals, and they'll actually won't let family come in. And I'm sitting there thinking to yourself, well, as heated as all the politics was, and the using the radio worked for Trump. For those of us that have worldwide coverage, or you don't need worldwide coverage, but I mean, can be heard across the United States, reminding you how bad Hillary, no Hillary, no Hillary, no Hillary, she's crazy, she's crazy, she's crazy. And she proved it on election night when she went into a total drunken rage and beat on her staff members. That's about the funniest thing I've ever heard. And screamed and had to be restrained and all that stuff. Talking politics this Thanksgiving, I'm thinking it's not a good idea. And that's coming from me.
Yeah, probably not.
Who will talk politics anytime, anywhere? I don't have a problem with it, but I don't bring it up. I'll wait till somebody brings it up to me. Because people that listen, they know that, I'm big into it. And they'll say something. And I'll know if it's a liberal or a normal. And, the discussion will back itself down compared to, the look in their eye. But if you've been drinking, and I imagine a lot of liberals will be drinking, the libtards, they'll be drinking this Halloween, or Thanksgiving, excuse me. And there are going to be fights and arguments. And I thought this was a fascinating discussion. And then when the lady calls in to Alex, it was about 5 o'clock. And I listen to most of Alex's show, and because he's on right before we are. And when she said that her family didn't want her over because she voted for Trump, said that she had no plans to even discuss it, and had no idea that her mother was on her Facebook. She said because her mother, she didn't understand how her mother could see her Facebook. And they tried to explain it to her, that she could have got in under an assumed picture, an assumed name, and you liked her and let her in. You don't. That happens. Or you have your settings on public, So when you make a comment or put a meme on your Facebook, everybody that has Facebook pretty much is a friend, can see it. The whole world doesn't see it, but most people. Like, you've got a friend and he's your uncle and he's friends with your mom. Your mom will see the meme.
Very possible, yes.
And so obviously her family had been stalking her and looking at all the terrible things she was saying about Hillary, which really were honest and right. You know, and it proves out as time goes on. And people the left hate Donald Trump so bad that it is actually irrational beyond any defense of Barack Obama they ever made. Their defense of Hillary Clinton. It's beyond irrational. I mean, I hear things that I'm just like, really? And then on December the 19th, they're going to overthrow Donald Trump. This is what they say now. I do go to their websites, by the way.
Do you?
Oh, absolutely. If somebody says to me, or they get that little thing that pops up, it says, how about that Hillary for president? And I'll click like, because I want to see what they're saying.
Okay.
I don't ever participate in it. I never, post in it or nothing. And they say craziest stuff.
Let me tell you, people on social media are nuts.
Just the craziest. I would like to say I made a prediction yesterday.
You did.
That came out and came true. I didn't do it in this hour, in the 7 o'clock hour. I did it in the 8 o'clock hour. And people listen in different hours. I mean, it's how you work your day. I said there was something wrong with Kanye West.
Is there something wrong with him?
I said that he doesn't look right. He's acting nuts. He's a rapper, so personally I could care less about him.
I mean, he did say he would have voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah, he got booed,
That's
dropped his
weird.
mic,
yeah.
Canceled all his tours, has been threatening to leave the country over racism for years, yet had a clothing line made up of Confederate flags. Something's not right. It's the truth.
I'm not saying that. Go ahead. So tell me what's wrong with Kanye.
He married a woman that, she's full of cooties. And that he met in a threesome.
Right.
Where she was just getting pounded by him and another rapper. And he marries her. You don't ever marry. You go back and maybe hit it a couple times. But you don't marry her. And they said that he's been having trouble. People have been saying stuff to him about it. And he's been acting nuts. Today, he was intervened and placed in a psychiatric hospital.
Really?
Yes, sir. So I'd like to be the one right here, right now.
Kind of crazy, huh?
That at my Thanksgiving dinner, I'm not going to talk politics. I'm going to tell everybody how right I was about Kanye West. And then I might mention how right I was that Obama's letting in terrorists. And then, blah, blah, blah. That might, goes on from there. But yeah, man, he's locked up. Complete. They think he's just had a psychotic break.
Wow, that's sad, though. I mean,
I think it's great.
I don't wish that upon anybody.
I think that psychotic piece of garbage can stay in the psycho ward as long as he wants.
I have my ups and downs, and I don't like the way I feel when I have my ups and downs. And I've seen a lot of people have ups and downs, and it's no fun. So I don't. You know me. I don't try to wish bad on people because
I didn't wish for him to go to a psych ward. I said, judging from Kanye West's behavior, there's something wrong with him, and I think he needs to be medicated. And I read stories, and I'm like, this isn't right. The things he says are just absolutely, they're out there. They're just, it doesn't even make any sense. He gets up there and says he's bankrupt. But then insults his audience. Well, if you need money and you're an artist and you're married to a Kardashian, as probably as STD filled as any woman on the planet, and if that's starting to get to you, buddy, you did it. I mean, I wouldn't personally marry her or marry a woman that I met in a threesome that me and some other dude were, ringlet on, and that she liked it that way, I'd marry a woman I met in a threesome if there was another girl involved.
You have issues.
And it was like her bridesmaid, and then she was joining on the honeymoon. Now, that is perfectly fine and totally natural. But Kanye snapped, say he's got a psychotic break. And when somebody has a psychotic break, they have totally lost all forms of reality. That it's just gone. That he's nuts. And that's why people hate him, because he says stuff. And you could see where it started, where he jumped on stage at one of the AMAs and said something really rude about Taylor, what's her name?
Taylor Swift, yeah.
Taylor Swift. And he always talks about Beyonce like he's obsessed with Beyonce. Calls out Jay-Z, called him a cheater and a liar. I mean, he does these kind of things, and it's not that I pay that much attention to it. But I said, somebody needs to get him help, because this is not an act. This isn't something where he's trying to get attention. He's blowing people off when he says that he needs money. Well, if you're married to a Kardashian, you don't need money. Okay, they've got all the cash you need. But, yeah, man. In the straitjacket. And that's what I'm thankful for this holiday season. And hopefully he gets to stay in through Thanksgiving. I'm sure the psych ward will have those delicious little turkey patties and a scoop of mashed potatoes for him. But, hey, man, I'm telling you, you can just look at somebody. I guess it's just the fact I've been around. And I guess working in radio stations, you can just see when somebody's going to go. Because I've seen people go.
You can just see when people are going to go in general.
And yes, it is true. People have ups and downs.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, you know what?
But this is the ultimate down. He had no way out of this.
In the fairness of the holiday season and well-wishing and you know, just wanting people to be happy this time of year, I wish him the best. I mean, seriously.
I don't.
Good karma. Good karma.
He doesn't need my karma.
You need your karma, and if you don't wish him well, you're going to have bad karma.
I hope you choke on a big horse pill that they give crazy people in psych wards. That's what I hope.
I have some good news when we get back from the break. All actually, right. It's exciting news. I was really pleasantly surprised when I was at work today.
Well, that's good. I'm glad somebody has got good news.
Yeah.
It's 29 past the hour. Just filling you in on what's going on today. That's all. That's my job. We'll be right back.